if you have, guys, any questions to ask about.
Yeah, of course. First of all, let's state the obvious here for anyone that isn't aware of your name, not just the producer's name. Your actual name.
You mean like Axon Records? You want to
No, no,
speak
no. I
about,
mean, I
or
mean, what's your name? I mean, for everyone
my
to
yeah, my name is Nick. It's just
yeah.
like just Nick. Nikolai. If you translate it into Cyrillic language, so it's Nikolai. Yeah, that's why I basically took a pseudonym, Nick,
Yeah, that's
and B
pretty.
is a symbol of hard work. This insect, hard working, like taking honey, making honey. Yeah, so they work constantly and non-stop. So it's a kind of a symbolic insect, as well as ant. Yeah, ant. So it was,
That's
and my surname is starting from B, from the letter B. So it was logically, to take
that's a very
this
nice
Nick.
origin of your name, man. I didn't know about the that you used it for the hard working, but yeah, bees make honey, and your tracks are pretty sweet. So yeah, that makes sense so far.
Yeah, this makes sense. I don't know, like what TB, yeah, this music Calix TB, yeah, what he
Yeah,
was thinking about the B, but but I don't know, like maybe he had the same logic. I don't know,
yeah.
or just
Yeah,
just a sound.
he's a legendary producer. Those two guys also helped Noisia on their first steps, which I'm pretty sure Noisia are some of your top producers and inspiration guys. So yeah, I think that's for most of us, to be honest, that they inspire us to make music. So other than them, is there any other artists that inspire you to keep going on?
Um, like before I started at 13 years old making music. So I was 13, and I think I was listening to CD disc. Uh, is such producers like Telemetric, Corrupt Souls, uh, instead of Noisia, Black Empire, and Gridlock. Um, Prolix it was on as well, and who else? Um, I think you don't remember like that musician from. Uh, I forgot. I also forgot his name actually, but
There's
but
so
never mind.
many.
Yeah, so many, just so many. And yeah, before that, I was listening for drum bass from 10 years old. Can you imagine? It was like the birth of drum bass, and I that was like is for me that time when I discovered it, and actually I was listening nothing else but just drum and bass, because this is the most hard make like complicated music, and you need to understand drum and bass before listening it. Yeah, uh, like some people listen just liquid. Yeah, they don't understand neurofunk, but you have to understand neurofunk, because at that time when I started just enjoying that kind of music, I um, noticed one thing, that many producers at that time was using cinematic sounds, like something from movies, something from games, from Cosmos, yeah, and so on. And it was really innovative thing, and I really like that classical sound in drum and bass. Um, we hear nowadays that it's a mixture between the digital, yeah, and maybe sometimes it's too digital drum and bass, like very fast, and the one the tunes I been playing on this mix. Uh, but that's not my thing. I like to make it as well, like the modern sound, as we call modern sound. But my thing is like I really love when drums sounding a little bit dirty. I mean, have some texture which you called natural, yeah, some kind of noise, like a break sound, which is not very clean and very digital, like very tiny. Um, like those sounds remind me that classical 2005 year drum bass, that age. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a blank canvas era. That was so many producers experimenting with various sounds and styles, and liquid drum and bass, and the noisier guys came around just about that time. And yeah, Spore was also experimenting a lot with bass lines and drums. So yeah,
Absolutely. This is also one of my favorite. Oh yeah, I remembered another name which really inspired me. Uh, like it was not really popular at that time. If you remember, Fact, yeah, Fact, N
not
dot
sure.
fact. He has been releasing on TB's label. Um, how it was called? TB's label. I'm totally totally lost in names.
No worry, man.
Um,
I mean, it's been 15 years now. I mean, it's quite a lot of time. It's quite a lot of
yes.
time.
Do you remember Subtitles music?
No, to be honest, I started listening to drum and bass on 2009. Before that,
Okay.
I wasn't that much into that music. So yeah, my first artists, were Pendulum and Spore and Noisia. But yeah, so not sure about that one.
Yeah. So that at that time when I was starting to make drum bass, I was inspired by Face. Face, yeah,
Of
and
course.
yeah. But in fact, it was like the same era, same time. But he was, for me, he was one of the most like innovative sound in deep drum, like it's a mixture between deep and Neurofunk. And I really loved the way he's doing the toms and drums and the bass line. If you will just spin a little bit his like uh, music. Of course, it's sounding like ugly nowadays because it's because of quality.
Yeah, I mean, drum
But
and bass has been evolving so
yeah,
much,
yes,
so much. It has
yes,
such a
absolutely,
high ceiling of level of skill gap since then. But
absolutely.
yeah,
Thankfully for the plugins and compressors, EQs, yeah, and monitors.
to be honest, if
Yes,
it wasn't
that's
for the hard work of producers like you and other underground artists, or even more mainstream artists, the skill ceiling wouldn't be that high. It's not the plugin that makes you, but how you use it. So yeah, technology helps us explore ourselves.
definitely. But I'm afraid like there are so many music nowadays, which doesn't have like a story. You play a track, just play a track, and you forget it. Yes, but I would like to hear tunes, tunes. When you hear track, you play it, and when you get up the day after, you say, "Oh, what a music!" You know, what a music.
Yeah,
This
something
is what
with
about
soul.
of absolutely. Even drum bass, yes, it's dance music. We make it for dance, but of course we have to put some soul in it. If it's just a mixture of drums and bass, it's not so much interesting because you can't listen it for in the car, or I mean, like you can, but it doesn't make you uh, feel emotive. Yeah, emotions is the everything. Why when it's why this is why you remember music, because you feel
Exactly.
emotions.
Exactly.
Yes.
And just about that, I was thinking when I was having your music on repeat, it was your Invisible Recordings vinyl that I actually bought it on vinyl as well. It was an EP of like 6 tracks, if I remember correctly. Your Invisible
The
EP.
yeah, Invisible EP. I guess it was from 4 tracks. I don't remember,
I
but
think
I
it
think it was like with a third entity track. No.
I think so. Yeah, I have the vinyl in the other room, on my living room, actually, with the other vinyls. Can't have it right now to check it, but I remember that every track had a distinguishable style of yours, and it was the perfect music to have on repeat while doing anything else, or even while just listening to music as well. And having all of the tracks on repeat, on a cycle, to play the one after the other. It was perfect, and I realized that this is very hard to achieve because it's not disruptive. It's not a type of music that makes you forget what you're doing. It's a very nice company to your activities, and it's also all of those tracks also had a very nice musicality and soul in them, and that was when I realized that I really liked your music. I mean, already knew about you and your music, but that EP was, very captivating.
Yeah, I see what I mean, and what I can say. My like my point where I was going always. Uh, this producer, in fact, made a kind of uh, some stamp on me, with his music, because every time he was starting a track like intro, when I was playing his new stuff, his intro is just masterpiece. It's very informative, and I think the best parts of tracks, actually, for me, it's intro and breakdown, because you feel the soul of this music. um, yeah,
All,
and another thing is to chain, to chain these two elements, intro and drop, is so hard, actually.
true. So we have some questions here. This Means War says, Nick B, thanks for a great set, goosebumpy stuff. And he posts his question, which is, what are your top 3 producers that you would like to collab with, not counting future prophecies?
Not counted future profit. Okay. Um, I think my top three, the upbeats, for sure. Um, I think it's a Boer Oak. It's not because this is my friends. I really like Julien, yeah, the Clams, yeah, as a person, but he's doing a really nice job nowadays in music. And third, mm, I would say something like a Skylark can
Oh,
replace this name with a different
yeah, that's an
different
interesting
one.
choice.
Like I mean, like this kind of music, I like the way he's doing. I'm not really playing that stuff, but I still use some tracks in the mixes because maybe you noticed like during the mix that you hear the hard stuff and the light stuff, the contrast. So if you have a contrast, you then have a drop. Yeah. So you play like you play a mix uh, as a intro and drop. Yeah, intro drop. So you have the time for relax for your ears and the mind, and then you like prepared for another hard track. That's why I'm using like these kind of stuff like Skylark and other many producers from deep drum bass.
Yeah, Skylark is definitely a very interesting choice. He has such nice musical elements in his tracks. Um,
Yeah.
I love the tracks, to be honest. Another question here from the same guy. This means war. He asks, what future prophecies tracks would you consider remixing, if any?
Oh my god, I, I don't know. Actually, I have to spin these tracks uh, to understand what what would I like to remix. But this is actually also one of the name I was growing up with because um, I remember that that video from like from one gig. I guess it was World of Drum Bass or no Pirate Station, I think. And Future Prophecies was playing there with Sanchez and Corrupt Souls. Was nice video, old school video. We like for me it was so much atmosphere in this video. I'm sorry that you didn't see it. I mean, like I can't show it because I forgot where it is and how it called. But when I was young and little, yeah, like imagine 12 years ago, 12 years old or 11 years old, like a little boy. I was watching that video, and I was watching that guys playing so hard music, on amazing conflict Messiah. Uh, yeah, it was so cool. You know, like I was so inspired by that kind of movement, and it was so underground as well because at that time the drum bass parties was growing and is starting to get around the world, and um, yeah, just inspired. So Future Prophecies took part at that video as well, and I remember they were playing that electrical saxophone with drum bass track that was so crazy for me. Oh, uh, so yeah, I guess he if he is listening to me right now, probably he know that that time he remember.
That's very nice. Yeah, there's also an explanation about the second question. Actually, the two questions that are kind of future prophecies related. And the reason he's asking is that he runs Dub Monkey Rex with Tony Anthem. So what he says is that when you decide on a future prophecies track to remix, you can hit the guy up. That's the point of his question here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understood. I understood.
Nice.
He was messaging to me on Instagram. I just don't didn't have enough energy for now to
Yeah, totally,
answer.
totally understandable. I'm just being the middleman here, mentioning the questions and what the guys in the chat here ask about your end. And let's switch it a bit differently. Would you like to tell us more about the Mythic Image project, which is mostly on your focus right now?
Yeah, we can talk about it. So, big image project is well. Let's just start from the guy with whom I'm running it. I'm doing this project. So, River Accorsi, he's from United States, and we met each other on internet long time ago. He used to be a bass music producer and released on such a label like Mau 5 Trap, Dead Mouse label. Uh, uh, after a while, he messaged me, "Oh man, let's make a collab, something like this." So we started to do collabs maybe 1.5 year ago, or even two for now. So like 2 years ago, we started and we made something like 2 tracks. And after what, uh, we made a decision to continue and make an album. So we actually made an album, which we proposed to Eat Brain label, and unfortunately, it was an album like with Atmo tracks, just atmosphere track. So it's not familiar stuff for Eat Brain. So Jade chose several tracks. That's why we have a first EP from 5 tracks. The rest of it is like like a breakbeat, Prodigy style track and Atmo tracks just laying on the side, and it's waiting for its time. So uh, yeah, this is the little story of how we started
That's pretty cool. So
doing.
just from one collaboration, you guys found that you have chemistry with each other, and you started working
Yeah,
on something.
like yes, because otherwise, if you don't feel like a partner for the project, you can't do the project. I I imagine that Noisia, for example, or Blakes and Empire, they don't feel each other. I mean, like they don't feel the music they do from each other. So how they can collab or continue? So you have to understand and have the same probably taste. Like River, my partner got the same vibe. He grew up with old school jungle, um, any kind of this music, that old school time I was talking about. And this is cool because we know what we're talking about. So it's uh, it's just nice to collab like this. What I can say else?
Yeah, probably it's also a nice feeling to have something going on which isn't a solo project, because once since you are on your own for so many years, when that switches, when that changes, and you have uh, s- one more person to deal with and have collaboration with in a more stable state, and be there with each other and think together things and stuff like that. It's also kind of refreshing to have this in your life instead of always being on your own and alone. Isn't this the case?
Actually, like when you're doing all the time the music alone. That's cool, and that's for me. It takes a lot of time for each new track. Like I try to make something new. Um, of course, the vibe is staying there. Um, the I mean the artistic touch, but of course when you're collaborating with somebody else and doing a project, it it makes you more energetic, more how you say,
Motivated.
yeah, more motivated. Yes, probably because when you're alone, you can say, "Oh, I will do this tomorrow," for example. I will try
That's
this tomorrow. But when you're together, oh man, when you will do this? Like he's asking me, or I ask him, "You will do this," you know. So um, this is a little bit more fast when you make a project. It's faster, more ideas because you are two heads, not two brains, not just one.
exactly.
And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it would have its pros and cons. The positive and the negative side of things. I just think that after all these years of being a solo music producer, having something new in your life should probably spark your interest more into making more music, even in your solo project, NickBee. So that should even feedback that project as well positively.
yeah, definitely. Because uh, also with River, I'm having different experience because you know the United States drum bass, they love their more kind of hard, crunchy, screamy music, and this kind of drum bass as well. So um, when I'm doing more deep track, kind of NickBee sound, you know, he's telling me, okay, uh, maybe should we like do it a little bit different, you know, and pushing it to a bit more hard and scream. So yeah, we're tweaking it and trying something new, and me myself, I'm trying something new. So it's cool. It's
Yeah, it's a different perspective because the USA is a whole different market. Every type of music works differently there than it does in Europe. So it makes sense. It's a different way to see things, and maybe that could even help you in your NickBee project. I mean, you could,
yeah, definitely
yeah,
help.
you could
Um,
use elements for your own music and stuff. Is there any plans for NickBee right now? That project, I mean. Any forthcoming
uh,
releases or any action
yeah,
releases?
I have something in plan. I did a remix for Nine Lives, which I played in the mix.
For Mean
It's
Teeth?
track the yeah original track from Minties. Yes, and it's kind of legendary track for them because it's more than 600,000 plays, and it's like monumental track, you know. So I try to make from monumental track more dance track, yes, and so it's uh, just this. This is this is the plan for release actually, and what else? At the moment, I was working for Arturia presets, Arturia synth, Pigments 4, you know, Pigments track, Pigments synthesizer. So I was doing some presets for that
That's pretty
and
cool. Yeah.
for other synth. Um, then yeah, I have some plans to release music, more of my music on Axon as well. I have to start it. I have some unreleased stuff, which is just plain. and still not finished, not not tight. Yeah, which I need to sit down and continue. Yeah, but as I told, at the moment, like we need to push Mythic Image project. Is my friend as much as we can, because as we know, we have a lot of names in the scene, and we need to show us up to everybody. So we need to make much music. We need to release much music uh, to talk about this project and so on and so on. Because like NickBee is stable and it's I mean it's already I think I did something for more than 15 years, so people know me enough.
Yeah,
And when I
it's an established project and a well-respected name, that's for sure.
yes, I just want to keep NickBee quality, not quantity anymore. So when I make good music, I will just release it. When I make shit music, I will not release it. that, that's it.
That's raising your own bar there. That makes sense. Release, talking about quality music. What was your reaction when Noisia asked you for a remix, or did you ask them? How did that work actually?
Yeah, actually, they they proposed to everybody who is who is most how you say um, well-known names, new good names. Yes, something when you have potential to remix it, because to remix a noisy track you have to get skills, you have to know this music and to be this kind of style. Yes,
Of course.
something in the middle of Vision Records and Invisible Records. So they
So
agreed
pretty much
for
division. It was
uh,
that's what that was division, to be honest. Yeah.
so um, yeah, actually I choose the track because they gave me actually the whole package from with all the tracks. I mean Stigma, all
The
these kind of tracks.
the full
So,
catalog.
but
Yeah.
yeah, the full catalog. So I choose the motion blur because I felt like I can do it a bit more diverse. So I did it. It's not a popular remix actually, but it was a pleasure and it was fun to make it. Just wanted to tweak more these bassline sounds. I really like the harmonics, of the original bassline. And actually, I tried to mix their bass lines and my bass lines. And also, when they give the sample pack for the remix, like stems, it was absolutely without the drums. So they don't give drums. They give just yeah, yes. They give just
That's great.
bass line, affixes, atmosphere, and that's all.
That's very interesting to know. Do you believe that's on purpose in order for you guys to be creative on the drums?
Sorry, what do you mean again?
I mean, do you think that they sent every sound of the track except the drums just so the remixer of the track gets to be creative with the drums?
Yes. I think this is for this reason. Eh, well, because you just make your drums and that's cool. Because well, if you notice, every producer got his signature. If you make drums from sketch, from the synth, yeah. Well, if you make it from zero, yeah. So you always will get your signature because you like how it sounds. myself.
That's true.
Because
You
because I noticed that you can't actually copy. If you want even to copy, you can't because your ears hear differently. Differently.
yeah, it's a different perspective and a different way of working with drums. And speaking of drums, I always remember that your snares, especially on that Invisible EP, were very special, very distinguishable. I mean, I could hear that snare and know that it's a track from yours. you know.
Yeah, I'm before was doing the how you say synthesizing the drums. I was taking the samples, but how I did it was taking like three different snares, for example, and I was doing one snare from it just by my ears, how I hear. That's all. I didn't use any spectra analyzer for kick, for snare, for bass line, for mixing down. I didn't use it. I should say until 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I started to use span or uh, or Luftmeter. I think or 3 years ago. That I was
That's
doing
yeah.
just with my ears, everything.
That's very interesting. Yeah. So we have two more questions here. We could make it fast. I mean, if you feel like you can't do this for long more. First question is, which is your
Oh,
currently? Uh, excuse me.
uh, sorry, yeah, just like I'm not doing the this kind of sessions like oftenly, so I'm fine if we speak and until people like to listen. I don't know, like there are just four of us, right?
Right now, yeah, but we'll keep this recording and we'll use it as maybe like a podcast or something. We can upload this for future listen, like how your mix will stay online.
Okay.
Just like that, we will make a different upload of this session here. So yeah, first question is, which is your currently favorite new artist? Uh, which means that you feel that has the most potential to grow right now.
Oh my god, this is the hard question actually for me because honestly, I stopped to to follow like who is new, who is good, who is not good. I completely maybe it's not good. It's not probably good when you artist. You have to like make an interest and have an interest to discover new names and so on. But unfortunately, with the time here, this like hectic time, very uh, sometimes depressive because we have still this conflict here and sometimes you don't have a time even to listen music and you need to do your music those many promos on email, like I have 178 promos right now on email, which I don't have time to open or energy to listen. I have still put my energy into the music, into making my music. So when let's say why we know the upbeats, because it's cool. Yeah, the music is cool. Why we know Noisia or like Imanu, this new name Skylark, because it's cool. When it's cool one or two times or three times, you definitely will notice this name and you will remember it. This is my logic. Like, See what I mean?
Yeah, this makes sense absolutely, man. I mean, I will come across a name once or twice, three times. I mean, maybe I will add the track on a playlist one, two, three times. Then I'll start used getting used to that name, and then I'll keep my eye on him. That's what you mean
Yeah,
right now.
yes, because unfortunately we have so many like it's not unfortunately it's good sorry it's good
Nah,
that
yeah,
we have
yeah.
so many names like but some of artists they change their names, they make new projects and so on and so on, so you can't just follow everything, it's crazy for full drum bass growing and growing and growing with the names.
This is very true. For me to just keep, just to stay updated with everything, I need to listen. I mean, I don't take a lot of time to go to work or come from work back to home. It's like a 20 minutes ride. But during that time, I need to listen to new music just so I can follow up with older artists and keep up with newer names. This is also part of my job, of course, but um, this is very hard to do so, and it's not something that anyone can do if you don't love it. And right now your state is that you need to focus on your own music because that's how you make your living, and that makes totally sense. Regarding that as well, it's the second question too, which previous question also comes from Ivy, the guy that made your visuals on the mix. And the next question, which is also from him, is that are there any upcoming shows that you are excited about? Is there anything in the future plans?
uh about what I'm excited about. um Actually, it's hard to plan right now here. I should explain that Ukraine is closed for men. Um, some of artists got how you say got um,
Arrested?
got no got possibility to travel, but it's a very long procedure, and you have to gather many papers and so on. It's through the Ministry of Culture, so then you can go out of the country, and this is just for one gig. Every time you have a party, like a show, you have to take a permission, but that's really annoying, and that's impossible for me because I have to take care of some stuff here, and also it's a risk because when you travel to somewhere, you don't know what will happen actually. But on my land, in my city, I know what to do, where to go. I know streets, I know everything, the road, everything. So I feel more safe here than if I will just travel. And I don't know what will be because it will take for me 17 hours to get to the border. So what about plans for the future? Like what will be the next for me? I don't know actually at the moment. Just making music, just doing my best to uh, uh, for my family, for music scene. Um, that's that's everything I can do at the moment. And also, really love place at countryside where I'm at the moment. I did a little studio here, and uh, around the house we have a little piece of land. It's just like a few meters width and length. Yeah, um, and I'm taking care about it, and I really love to do it. So it also reswitching myself from some bad thoughts about where I am at the moment, and this also was helping me last summer when I was doing all this stuff around the house, and and some air defense missiles was explosion just above me, and that was just very extreme, but yeah, but it was fine. And
That's
finally, yeah, we have more calm at the moment. It's a bit more calm and a bit more safe. So what I say is, if I go somewhere, I don't know what will happen, and just before the birth of a child, that's really not a responsible, like unresponsible. It's not good if I just leave now or somewhere,
yeah,
especially.
that
So
makes sense with the child coming. That totally makes sense, which is a new information here for us. I mean, we didn't know about it. So thank you for sharing, first of all, and hope you keep staying safe. And I'm glad hearing that the country is in a more calm state right now. It's not as it used to be. That's a positive thing to hear, of course. There's no room. There's not any more room for any war.
yeah, because
That's
like it's still going, like, but I mean, it's more calm because we don't have so much air defense missiles these days above our heads. That's cool. But it's still going. It's still really hardcore over there, and yeah, what I can say, plans, just staying here, doing music, making new releases, searching for new talents from other countries, release their music on Axon Records. That's like a bit of a plan. We are going to run a Bandcamp page soon as well. It's a little by little, This is
that's true. Step by step, man. Trust the process and stay safe in the meantime. That's what's needed right now. I think we don't have anything else to ask you unless there is anything from your side that you want to share with anyone here, like an announcement or something. But
I just wanted to say thanks for inviting me for this kind of challenge. I don't know. It was a pretty challenge for me because it's not easy to get CDJs and to record it nowadays because you have to go to another city and ask somebody who is going there, because I'm not leaving my city because of military checkpoints. I just don't want to cross these checkpoints. Uh, that's it. So yeah, just wanted to say thanks, and really love visuals. Also, just top for me. I forgot when I saw something familiar like that. Very professional, and I hope you will have success with these guys in the future. More and more artists will come to you, and yeah, let's just develop music scene and the visual scene. Yeah,
exactly,
that's it.
exactly. This is our goal here as well. I mean, as you have your goal to raise the bar of your own production level and release quantity instead of quality, everyone, if everyone can just focus on that from their job, the scene is just only going to be better. and this is what we are aiming for here. So yeah, I didn't know the situation was so hard for you to record that mix. However, that makes it even more
No,
professional.
that's fine.
Yeah, but this makes you even more of a professional, that you actually made it and did the mix with the green screen and gave us, actually Ivy, the opportunity to work on your mix with such great visuals and have a very nice end product. And
Yeah,
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 this was definitely a very nice experience, and hopefully this will keep going on. I mean, we will keep this going on, and this was a very big honor to have you as our first step here, and we surely thank you for your time for this Q&A session as well. This was more than we could ask you for. I mean, that's all. I mean, thank you so much for everything.
thank you too as well. So, yeah, just have a nice evening, and let's keep in touch.
Yes, man. Sure, that's for sure. Stay safe, and thank you for your time. Have a good night. Cheers.
Yeah, a good evening. Bye bye.